Farming is actually pure science. It's 100% scientific.
When you were growing up, have you ever thought that one day you would end up doing farming?
No, I didn't have that idea. My father was a farmer.
Oh.
He used to do farming when I was schooling,
Okay.
but on a small scale.
On a small scale.
But this is what we want now. I wish he was alive to see what I'm doing now. He'll be very happy.
You'll be very happy.
Yeah, he'll be very happy.
At the end of the day, people fail in farming.
Yeah.
People start hating farming. The higher percentage, it's people not knowing how to do things properly.
Yes.
When I bought this place,
Yeah.
I thought I was too close to the road.
Yeah.
And we had some argument with my wife. My wife wanted to go down far away.
Butternuts are reasonably an easy crop to grow with less problems. However, despite the less challenges faced in butternut production, people barely farm them. What could be the problem? It turns out if your target market is local and you do butternuts on a large scale, you are going to be disappointed. If you are doing large scale, also target export market. I visited Sekuru at his farm where he's doing butternut, watermelons and okra. I was happy to be given the privilege to speak with Sekuru as I wanted to know how he is running everything. But it turns out Sekuru might need help with marketing. That's where I chip in to assist.
I'm taking a walk around this farm and I'm impressed with the projects that they're doing. And as you can see over there, that's a greenhouse. I've been told that there is green paper inside, so you can see all of this. So people are doing massive projects in Zimbabwe and people are making money, good money, because they're doing these massive projects. My advice to you is first seek proper knowledge so that you avoid making silly mistakes in agriculture. So guys, if you're watching my videos for the first time, just make sure to subscribe and like this video, comment and share with a friend. People think that Butternuts is only for agriculture. No, I'm for every type of business out there. But there is need for a push. There is need for such videos like this to ignite something that is in you. Because at the end of the day, there is a reason why people are coming from diaspora and going back in the rural areas and investing there. It's high time that we start waking up and start doing what we are really good at. One of those things is agriculture. I mean, when I arrived here, I was really fascinated by the fact that these guys, they're doing green paper, they're doing okra farming, they're doing butternut production, they're doing watermelons. Some of these things, they are looked down upon in our society. People don't want to do these things on a large scale. But these guys, they've learned that agriculture, farming is a science. That's what I've been told by the agronomist that is here. Farming is a science. These guys, they sat down and they studied the whole thing. They studied the whole thing. That if we do it right, if we do it proper, we can make good money. At the end of the day, this is business. Where there is a problem, there is an opportunity to make money. I want you to write this down. Mind you, people are starting to wake up and going back to the basics. The basics is eating healthy. If you ever notice that people in the rural areas, some of them, they barely have problems. They barely need the hospital. Not that we are not supposed to build our hospitals in the rural areas. We are supposed to build them. But if you ever notice that people in the rural areas, let's be honest, they barely get sick. These guys in the rural areas, they're eating okra. They're eating bora, pumpkin leaves, probably the whole month. And they eat chicken once a month. But you have been inviting cancer, eating not healthy, eating these fast foods. You should be careful. It's high time that we go back to the basics. So if it's the first time being here on this YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because the best is yet to come. I'm about to travel around Africa. Next week I'll be in Zambia. So I'll be showcasing different projects, different type of farming in different countries. You choose what you want to do. I mean, for example, some months ago, I interviewed someone who went to Kenya and started something there and then came to Zimbabwe and started farming papaya, pawpaw. And this kid is doing very well. So at the end of the day, It's high time that we wake up. It's high time that we start doing what we are really good at.
So I bought this place in 1999 and I bought it as a retirement place.
So how long were you in Botswana?
I was there for 15 years. My
15
job,
years?
15 years.
Wow.
My job is a refrigeration mechanic by trade. I stayed there for 15 years.
The business of watermelons, is it a viable business that one can venture into and do?
Yes, definitely. It's a lucrative business. If I can tell you,
Yeah.
if you grow 1 hectare of watermelons,
Yes.
you are looking at 11,000 plants.
Oh, 11,000 plants.
Yeah, that's your expected plant population.
Yes.
That's 11,000 plants.
Yes.
So let's say each plant is giving you 3 watermelon fruits. And you are selling each fruit at maybe the least price you can charge is maybe $3.
Yeah.
So that's $3 times 3 fruits to make $9 times 11,000 plants.
9 times 11,000.
Yes. How much are you looking at?
I don't know math. I'm bad at math,
Yeah,
but
so
how
that's
much?
9 times 11,000.
How much is that?
It's around 99,000, if I'm not mistaken.
99,000
Yes.
USD.
USDs.
Oh, this is amazing.
And they are getting this within a period of 3 months.
Yo,
Especially when you grow varieties like, the fari that we are sitting on here.
oh, okay. So so the variety that you have here, it's called what?
Fari.
Far.
Yes. And it's done by Syngenta Seed Company.
Oh,
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, farming is lucrative. You can make money from farming.
You can make money from farming. But of course, you need to look at the types of crops that you need to grow. Yeah.
So right now we have butternut and we have
this is watermelon.
If we are to compare the two, which one is more viable and which one is easy to maintain?
Watermelon is easy.
Watermelon is easy.
Yes. The production cost of watermelon is even lower than the production cost of butternut.
So butternut at the end of the
Even
day.
if you look at the money that you are getting from each plant,
Yes.
yeah, watermelon will give you more than butternut.
So the reason why a lot of people are not doing this kind of farming sometimes is because of ignorance.
Of course, lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't know how much money you get when you don't know what you should do to get that money.
Amazing.
Yeah. You need to know how you should produce a crop. And obviously, to know how to produce a crop is to know the budget.
Yes.
How much money you need to spend on that particular crop and to get how much money as a profit. When we are doing crop production, we usually look at the size of the land.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you calculate plant population measuring the size of the land over the spacing. So maybe you are doing a hectare or less, then we have to know the square meters of your land so that we can be able to calculate the perfect plant population for that particular land. That will also speak to the amount of money that we need to buy the inputs.
So let's be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Let's talk about watermelons and butternuts.
Okay.
Is there a market for these things in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, usually quality will always have a market, a red market.
Yes.
So the bottom line is to be able to produce the best quality
Yes.
that can always sell itself.
So a quality product always sells itself.
Yes, a quality product
Amazing.
will always have a market.
What are the challenges that you have faced so far doing?
Yeah, the bigger challenge was water. When we started this project, our assumption was that we were going to have some better water yield from our bore.
Yes.
Unfortunately, maybe due to climate change,
Yes.
yeah, the water table seems to be unreliable. So it was after we planted and maybe we had gone for about 2 or 3 weeks when we realized that no, our bore was not giving us sufficient water.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that was the major challenge. But in terms of pest management,
Yes.
disease, and of course nutrition, that wasn't a challenge because we were working with Farmer's Choice, who is our agricultural input supplier. Yeah.
So as an agronomist, as someone who knows farming like the back of their hand, what are your words of encouragement to anyone who's watching this video who would want to venture into farming?
Right. The best thing to do is to get a piece of land.
Yes.
If you don't have land, please do something to make sure that you have at least a piece of land. Then you need to fence that land so that you won't have conflict with, you know,
Yes.
wild animals and of course domestic animals. Then the other thing is we need to have, you know, reliable water source.
Yes.
Yeah. Be it a bowl, be it a dam, but it has to be reliable. Because without water, then farming becomes impossible. Yeah. Then the other thing is we need knowledge.
Yes.
Farming is actually pure science. It's 100% scientific.
Wow.
It's everything on its right place, in the right quantities for us to get there.
So you need to do it proper.
You cannot do guesswork in farming. Where you need nutrition, it has to be there. And where you need crop protection, it has to be there. So you cannot compromise any stage in farming. So if you want to be a good farmer,
Yes.
make sure that you have everything in place before you even think about starting the farming business. The land,
Yes.
the water, the inputs, the knowledge,
Yes.
and of course the labor
Yeah.
is another factor of production.
Oh,
we can
labor
always
is very
get there.
important. Yeah.
Definitely it's important.
So another thing that I want to talk about, at the end of the day, people fail in farming.
Yeah.
People start hating farming. And I've realized now that most of the time, like the higher percentage, it's people not knowing how to do things properly.
Yes. I can tell you a very few people have had the revelation that farming is very scientific.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. It's very much scientific. Pure science, like I said earlier on. You cannot bypass nutrition in farming. You cannot bypass protection
Yes.
in farming. You have to manage pests, you have to manage diseases.
So I've realized that other people, they don't have access to land.
Okay.
And rather what they have is their rural home, their rural land.
Yes.
And they are afraid of going there to do projects, to do farming on a large scale. They might have the land back there in the rural areas, there's good land.
Yes.
But they are afraid that the market won't be there. What's your advice to people who have land in the rural areas?
Okay. Yeah, for people who have land and who are doing farming, what I can advise them is to make sure that they reach out. Yeah.
Yes.
You grow a product, best quality, but if you don't reach out to whoever might need that product,
Yes.
then you are stuck with your best quality. And you can never get money. So you need to reach out as much as possible, either through social media, either through physical
Yes.
movement to markets where you can meet a lot of people who might need your product. But since we are at an advanced stage in terms of, you know, technology,
Yes.
it's always best to consult people who can always put you on the social media so that everyone can see you. You know, you are as much visible,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
as possible throughout the whole world.
Amazing.
If you can supply to beyond the borders.
So I'm seeing green maize over there.
Yeah.
So people are afraid of planting maize such time
Yes.
where you're using irrigation. You're using irrigation.
This is drip irrigation.
So I wanted to ask, like, besides going to the GMB, selling the maize there, is there a good market for green maize?
For green maize. Especially for this year, the market has always been there since before. Since the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Because you know and agree with me that we have been going through drought and we are still going through drought. So people have been selling green maize throughout. And the advantage with maize is if you fail to sell it as green maize, you can let it dry and sell it as grain.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's paying a lot. Because
These
if
days.
I'm not mistaken, for now, a bucket is going for at least $8. So
Bucket.
let's say you are going to produce maybe 3 tons from that plot.
That's a lot.
3 tons. For a ton, we need 60 buckets. So that's 60 buckets times 3. That's 180 buckets times, let's say, $10 for each.
So what I realize is that when it comes to farming, there is a season for everything.
There is a season for everything.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There is a season to plant, like this
Yes.
type of crop, and there's a season to plant even maize.
Yes.
Because all these years, people are looking down upon maize.
Yes.
Because there is large quantity of it in
Yes.
Zimbabwe. But right now, a lot of people are importing from other countries, especially those who use maize for feed.
Yes.
They are importing from other countries. You can take this opportunity to really make money with maize.
Yeah, I can say, especially for this 2024 year,
Yeah.
this was the best opportunity for maize growers to make money.
Ah.
Why? Because for the other years, when everyone else has grown maize and they have harvested their best yields, of course, maize wouldn't pay much. Yeah, because for all starters in Zimbabwe who are into farming, obviously they will start with maize. And mind you, maize is our staple food in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
So it's like growing maize is a responsibility for everyone who has got a family and people to feed. Yeah, but for a year like this one, yeah, maize has been a good bet for farmers.
Amazing.
Because the price for a bucket was very, very high.
Yes.
I can tell you, for these other years when we had good yields, a bucket of maize was going for $2 USD. And it has just shifted to $8 or $10. And come December or January, it will be maybe around $15 for a bucket. So it's the best year for maize.
And as someone who is a huge fan of agriculture, I'm happy with how other people are doing projects in Zimbabwe. You know, back in the days, if someone was doing maize, everyone was doing maize. But now there is diversity, and people like Mr. Mbambaira is now well known in Zimbabwe because he's doing sweet potato farming, and he has introduced some aspects that really work. You can do sweet potato throughout the year, and there are certain varieties that he is encouraging people to do. And as you can see here at this farm, they are following his instructions and it's working for them. Back in the days, we used to do like big ridges, but these days people are no longer doing big ridges. They are making them small and very effective, and it's working. So imagine that if you do this project properly, there is a market for this. And once you produce quality, the market will come to you as long as you do it proper. And these days, I always encourage people, take advantage of social media. Take a small video whilst in the midst of your project and just saying, hey guys, so this is my sweet potato farming and the variety is this, and I'll probably be selling on this day. So when you post your project and you're updating people on WhatsApp or even on Facebook, on YouTube.
Botswana was very good, but you know, Botswana is there's no land for farming. Mostly they do cattle ranging, goats. Farming is all sand dunes. It's full of sand.
You mentioned that when you started, you saw it as a necessity to bring in someone who knows these things. Do you think it's important to learn from other people who knows how to do things?
Yes, because if you do your own way without the people who know how to do it, you'll be doing it the wrong way.
You'll be doing
so that's why we had an advice from the agronomist who knows the distance, the crop, and especially the time to grow it. That's where we are now.
Amazing. Are you enjoying farming?
Yes, I'm enjoying farming.
Amazing.
And well, I cannot go back to the young days where I used to run. But I'm enjoying farming. Yeah.
So guys, you've heard it for yourself. So Sekuru is doing agriculture here, and in December we have a lot of products. Mid-December. Wonderful. So use the number that is on your screen right now and you buy from Sekuru. We would have watermelons, butternuts. So this is an opportunity. And okra. Amazing.
And also we'll be going to Mbambaira.